Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off our email writing presentation today. This is the title slide, so I want to briefly introduce what we'll be covering. We'll explore the essentials of crafting effective emails, including tips and best practices. So, let's get started and improve our email communication skills together. Let's take a look at the contents of today's presentation. We'll start with the introduction, which will give us an overview of the topic. Then, we'll move on to email samples to see real-life examples in action. Next, we'll explore different types of emails, which is the focus of this slide. After that, we'll discuss how visual aids can enhance our email communication. Finally, we'll wrap up with a conclusion to summarize the key points. Understanding the structure of this presentation helps us see how each part connects and contributes to mastering effective email communication. Welcome to this introduction slide. Here, I want to set the stage by emphasizing the importance of understanding the key points we'll be covering. We'll explore how these points fit into the bigger picture of our overall theme. Think of this as the foundation that will help you grasp the more detailed concepts we'll discuss later. My goal is to make these ideas clear and engaging, so you can connect with the material and see how everything fits together. Remember, this is about building a solid understanding from the beginning, so keep an open mind as we move forward. Vamos falar sobre o que acute email. Atualmente, o email é acute a forma de comunicação mais usada no ambiente de negócios. Isso acontece porque as empresas dependem bastante dele para enviar mensagens rapidamente, mesmo quando estão distantes umas das outras. E acute uma ferramenta poderosa para manter a comunicação eficiente. Agora, quando pensamos em etiqueta de email, estamos falando de conjunto de regras que indicam a maneira mais eficaz, adequada e educada de enviar e receber mensagens. Essas regras ajudam a garantir que nossas comunicações sejam claras e respeitosas. E o que essas regras de etiqueta realmente enfatizam. Elas focam como as mensagens devem ser, ou seja, o design, a estrutura, a apresentação visual, e também no que elas devem conter, ou seja, o conteúdo, a linguagem e as informações que passamos. Quando usamos o email de forma adequada, estamos fortalecendo a nossa imagem profissional e facilitando uma comunicação mais eficiente. Essa é acute uma parte fundamental do tema geral desta apresentação, que é acute entender como nos comunicar bem no mundo dos negócios. Let's talk about the importance of email writing. In exams like the 10th and ICSE, email writing is given a specific weightage, 5 marks to be exact. This might seem like a small part of the paper, but it actually holds significant importance. Why? Because in the real world, effective email communication is crucial. It's often the first impression you make in a professional setting. So knowing how to write a clear, polite, and well-structured email can really set you apart. Remember, even a short email can leave a lasting impact if it's well written. So, practicing this skill now will help you not only in exams, but also in your future career. It's a small component, but it's a big step toward mastering professional communication. Now, let's take a closer look at the different types of emails we encounter. When we talk about email communication, it's important to recognize that not all emails serve the same purpose. Some are formal, some are informal, and each plays a unique role in our professional and personal interactions. First, we have the formal emails. These are typically used in professional settings, such as reaching out to a potential client, submitting a report, or communicating with colleagues about official matters. They tend to be structured, polite, and to the point. Using a formal tone helps establish credibility and respect. Next, there are the informal emails. These are more casual and often used between friends or close colleagues. They allow for a more relaxed tone, and the language can be more conversational. Even so, it's important to keep professionalism in mind depending on the context. Then, we also have marketing or promotional emails. These are designed to engage recipients with offers, updates, or news about a product or service. They're crafted to grab attention and often include calls to action. Understanding these types helps us communicate more effectively, tailoring our message to suit the audience and purpose. Remember, choosing the right type of email is a key part of professional communication, and it ties back to our overall goal of clear, effective messaging. Let's take a closer look at the different categories of emails. First, we have the formal email. This is typically written for business communication or professional use, where tone and structure are important to convey respect and clarity. Next, there's the semi-formal email, which is more relaxed but still maintains a level of professionalism. It's often used for communicating with teammates or colleagues. Lastly, we have informal emails, which are usually sent to friends, family members, or relatives. These are more casual, friendly, and personalized. Understanding these categories helps us choose the right style for the right situation, ensuring our message is appropriate and effective. This classification connects to the broader theme of effective communication through emails, highlighting how tone and context shape our writing. Let's take a closer look at what we mean by formal emails. Essentially, these are emails written specifically for business communication or professional purposes. You'll find them used when communicating with government departments, school authorities, companies, or any official officers. The key here is professionalism. When writing a formal email, it's important to use polite and formal language throughout. This helps convey respect and maintains a professional tone. Also, clearly stating the reason for your email is crucial. It helps the recipient understand your purpose right away. Another important aspect is clarity. Your message should be easy to understand. Proper greetings at the beginning and appropriate closing remarks at the end are also essential components of a formal email. These elements not only show politeness, but also structure your communication effectively. So remember, writing a formal email isn't just about the words you choose. It's about creating a respectful and clear line of communication that upholds professionalism at all times. This forms an important part of our overall theme, effective business communication. Let's take a closer look at what a semi-formal email really is. Essentially, it's an email written for teammates or colleagues. You want to strike a balance here, friendly enough to be approachable, but still professional. You can use a more relaxed tone compared to formal emails, but that doesn't mean you can forget about limits and decency. It's important to maintain respect and clarity throughout. Some of the key rules include paying attention to the length, keeping it concise but complete, and using proper greetings and closings. These help set the right tone and make your message clear. Overall, semi-formal emails are about being approachable yet professional, making sure your message is respectful, clear, and to the point. This kind of communication is essential in maintaining good relationships at work while still being effective and efficient. Let's talk about informal emails. These are the types of emails we send to friends, family members, or relatives. They're usually casual and friendly, so the language we use reflects that. When writing an informal email, it's important to include polite and friendly words, but also keep the tone casual. Proper greetings and closings are key. They help set the right tone and show respect, even in a relaxed setting. Remember, the goal is to sound natural and approachable, like you're having a conversation. This style of email is all about connecting personally, so don't be afraid to use your own voice and warmth. Overall, informal emails are a great way to stay in touch with loved ones in a relaxed and friendly manner. Now, let's take a closer look at some email samples. These examples are really useful because they help us understand how different approaches can impact the recipient. When reviewing these, pay attention to the tone, clarity, and call to action in each email. The key is to see what makes some emails more engaging and effective than others. Remember, the goal is to communicate clearly and professionally while also building a connection. As we go through these samples, think about how you can apply these principles to your own email writing to improve your communication and achieve better results. Let's take a look at this formal email sample, which is a resignation letter. The email is addressed to a specific recipient, in this case, xyz@gmail.com, and it may include CC or BCC recipients if needed. The subject clearly states it's a resignation letter, so there's no ambiguity about the purpose of this email. In the opening, the sender politely addresses the recipient as "Dear Sir," setting a professional tone. The main message starts with a straightforward statement. Please accept this email as a notice that I am leaving my position with the organization. It's important to mention that, as per company norms, a 1-month notice period is usually required before resigning. This helps ensure a smooth transition and gives the company enough time to find a suitable replacement. The sender expresses hope that the company will find a good replacement during this notice period, which shows consideration and professionalism. They also take a moment to appreciate the opportunities they've had to grow within the organization, reflecting gratitude and positive regard. The email then extends well wishes to the company and the team for the future, which maintains a respectful and positive tone. Next, the sender requests clarification on final work schedules and employee benefits, which are critical details during resignation. They also offer assistance if needed, demonstrating willingness to facilitate a smooth handover. Finally, the email ends politely with a request to look into the matter, followed by thanks and regards, and the sender's name and position, in this case, LMN, the project head. Overall, this sample highlights the importance of clarity, professionalism, and courtesy in resignation communications, which are key concepts in maintaining good relationships even as you leave a role. Connecting this to our broader theme, effective communication, especially when it involves sensitive topics like resignation, helps uphold professionalism and preserves future opportunities. In this slide, we're looking at a sample of a semi-formal email, which is a common way to communicate important information to your classmates. The purpose here is to inform them about an intra-college quiz competition. Notice the key components: the recipient's email address, which is usually to a group or individual, and the subject line that clearly states the purpose, in this case, the intra-college quiz competition. The greeting is friendly yet respectful. "Hello, everyone," which sets a positive tone. The main body of the email provides all the essential details: the date, November 25, the time, 11:30 a.m., and the location, Hall 1. It also emphasizes the importance of participation, encouraging everyone to take part so that our department can win. There's a note inviting classmates to reach out for more queries, which shows openness and readiness to assist. The closing, "Thanks," followed by the sender's name and role, the class representative, adds a polite and professional touch. This example highlights how to structure an effective email: clear subject, concise and relevant content, a polite tone, and contact information. Connecting this to our overall theme, mastering such communication skills is vital for professional and academic success, especially when coordinating events or conveying important information. Let's take a closer look at an example of an informal email. Imagine you want to invite a friend to your birthday celebration. The email begins with the recipient's email address, in this case, xyz@gmail.com, and options for CC or BCC if needed. The subject line clearly states the purpose: invitation to a birthday party. When opening the email, you start with a friendly greeting: "Hi, XYZ." This sets a warm, conversational tone. Then you express hope that the email finds your friend well, which is a common courtesy in informal communication. Next, you get straight to the point, inviting your friend to your birthday party on November 3rd. You include the location, ABC Hotel, and specify the time from 7:00 p.m. to 10:00 p.m. An important detail is the theme of the party, Pirate of the Caribbean. Mentioning the theme adds excitement and helps your friend imagine the event. You also politely suggest that it would be wonderful if your friend joins you, emphasizing the fun you'll have together. Finally, you close with a friendly sign-off: "See you soon," followed by your initials, LMN. This example demonstrates how informal emails are personal, friendly, and straightforward, making communication more engaging and relatable. Connecting this to the overall theme of effective communication, it shows how tone and personal touches are key when reaching out to friends. Let's talk about visual aids. Visual aids are incredibly powerful tools to enhance our presentation. They help clarify complex ideas and keep our audience engaged. The key points to remember are to choose visuals that support your message and are easy to understand. Whether it's charts, images, or infographics, they should complement your spoken words, not distract from them. It's also important to highlight the most important concepts with your visuals. Use color, size, or placement to draw attention to what matters most. Connecting your visuals to your overall theme is crucial. They should reinforce your message and help tell your story more effectively. Remember, a well-designed visual can make your presentation more memorable and impactful. So, always consider how your visuals can support and elevate your content. Let's talk about visual aids and how they can enhance our presentations. Visual aids are powerful tools that help clarify complex ideas and keep our audience engaged. When used effectively, they can make your message more memorable and impactful. Key points to keep in mind include choosing the right type of visual for your content, whether that's charts, images, infographics, or videos, and ensuring they are clear and not cluttered. Visuals should support your message, not distract from it. It's also important to consider the timing and how you introduce these aids during your presentation. A well-placed visual can reinforce a point or illustrate a concept instantly. Connecting this to our overall theme, using visual aids wisely aligns with our goal of communicating clearly and engaging our audience. They help us tell a compelling story, making complex information accessible and keeping everyone's attention. Remember, the goal is to complement your words with visuals that enhance understanding, not overwhelm or confuse. So, choose wisely, keep it simple, and let your visuals do some of the talking. Let's wrap things up by highlighting the key points we've discussed today. First, we've seen how understanding the core concepts is essential for effectively addressing the challenges in our field. It's important to remember that these ideas are interconnected and build upon each other. Throughout the presentation, we've emphasized the significance of applying these insights to real-world situations. As we conclude, I want to stress that integrating these concepts can lead to meaningful improvements and innovations. Overall, this presentation aimed to connect theory with practice, empowering you to take what you've learned and make a positive impact in your work. So, to wrap things up, I want to emphasize that email writing is truly an essential skill in today's communication landscape. Whether we're reaching out to colleagues, clients, or partners, the way we craft our emails can make a significant difference. By understanding the different types of emails, like formal, informal, or informational, and knowing when to use each appropriately, we can greatly enhance our professional image. It's all about choosing the right tone and style for the situation. Additionally, mastering effective email communication helps us become more efficient. It ensures our messages are clear, concise, and purpose-driven, saving time for everyone involved. Ultimately, strong email skills not only improve our individual professionalism, but also contribute to more effective overall communication within any organization. This is a key takeaway from today's presentation. The better we get at writing emails, the more confident and capable we become in our professional interactions.